Welcome to Episode 9, Selecting the Right Model for Workloads. Every cloud decision begins with understanding the business outcomes you're trying to achieve. Before comparing technical features or pricing, clarify what success looks like for your organization. Do you need faster time to market, better cost control, stronger compliance, or global reach? These goals shape every other choice. Too often, teams rush to select a cloud model before defining the outcome, only to discover that their architecture fits the wrong purpose. The most effective approach is to let business intent drive technology, not the other way around. Once you identify the results you want, selecting the model, public, private, or hybrid, becomes a logical exercise rather than a guessing game. The nature of each workload matters more than any generic cloud preference. A workload can be a single application, a database, or even a business function like payroll or analytics. Each has its own performance, availability, and compliance expectations. For instance, a real-time trading system needs low latency and strict security, while a marketing website values elasticity and speed to deploy. Mapping these traits helps you choose where that workload belongs. Some workloads thrive in public cloud due to scalability. Others remain stable on premises for predictability. Evaluating workloads one by one may take longer, but it prevents blanket decisions that create mismatched environments later. Data residency and sovereignty requirements often determine where certain workloads can legally reside. Regulations in many countries mandate that specific types of data, such as health records or financial transactions, must stay within national borders. Cloud providers like Microsoft Azure address this through regional data centers and sovereign cloud offerings, but the responsibility to comply still rests with the organization. When choosing a deployment model, confirm that the target environment meets your legal and contractual obligations. Misjudging data location can lead to compliance violations or loss of customer trust. Building awareness of residency requirements early avoids costly redesigns later in the project. Latency and user proximity are also key factors when deciding where to run workloads. Latency refers to the time it takes for data to travel between a user and a system, and it can make or break user experience. Applications that serve customers worldwide benefit from public cloud regions distributed across continents. Meanwhile, industrial systems that rely on quick, local decisions, such as manufacturing sensors or hospital equipment, may require edge computing or private cloud deployments close to operations. Understanding latency requirements helps balance user experience with infrastructure efficiency. You can often blend models, running the processing near users but storing data in centralized, compliant regions. Integration with existing enterprise systems frequently shapes the final decision. Most organizations do not start from a blank slate. They have legacy databases, authentication systems, and internal processes that already support critical operations. If your workload must interact with those systems daily, consider hybrid models that allow seamless connections. Azure services, such as Arc and VPN Gateway, make it possible to extend connectivity between on-premises and cloud resources. The goal is to enhance, not disrupt, what already works. Each workload should connect smoothly to identity, data, and monitoring systems. Evaluating integration complexity early reduces friction during rollout and keeps adoption predictable. Security posture and risk tolerance determine how much control you need over your environment. Some organizations operate under strict compliance frameworks that require direct oversight of security controls, making private or hybrid cloud appealing. Others prefer leveraging the provider's managed defenses, which are often more advanced than what small teams could maintain alone. The key is to identify what risks you are willing to outsource and what you must own. For instance, identity management almost always remains your responsibility, even in shared environments. Aligning your workload's risk profile with the right model ensures that protection measures are both sufficient and sustainable. Operational maturity and team skills strongly influence cloud readiness. A highly skilled operations team, comfortable with automation and monitoring, can handle complex multi-cloud setups. In contrast, a team still building its cloud confidence may benefit from managed services that simplify administration. Assessing your current capabilities helps you avoid over-engineering. For example, migrating directly to infrastructure as a service without a plan for patching and backup might overwhelm a small team. Matching the model to your maturity level ensures growth is steady, not chaotic. Cloud adoption is a learning process, not a race, and skills must scale with responsibility. Vendor ecosystem and support availability also affect your choice. Azure's ecosystem includes partners, consulting firms, and pre-built marketplace solutions that can accelerate deployment. However, specific industries might depend on niche vendors who only certify their software for certain platforms. Always confirm that your workloads supporting applications and integrations are compatible with your chosen cloud model. Consider support response times, escalation paths, and service level agreements. The broader your vendor network, the more resilient your environment becomes. Leveraging existing partnerships can reduce both cost and time to deploy, creating an ecosystem where workloads thrive together. Before committing to a full migration, run a pilot through a small proof of concept. Pick one representative workload and deploy it in your target environment, documenting challenges and performance results. This test allows you to observe cost behavior, integration issues, and user response. You may discover that assumptions about latency or configuration need refinement. Pilots also help win stakeholder confidence by showing visible progress. Keep the scope small enough to pivot quickly, but realistic enough to represent future patterns. The goal is learning with minimal risk, turning theory into practical knowledge before scaling up. Summarize your findings in a decision matrix that lists each workload, its characteristics, and the best-suited model. Columns might include sensitivity level, integration complexity, expected usage pattern, and target environment. This visual summary transforms a collection of insights into an actionable plan. A matrix makes trade-offs transparent and encourages evidence-based decisions instead of opinions. You can share it across departments to align technical and business priorities. As the organization grows, update the matrix to reflect changing requirements. It becomes a living document guiding future migrations and expansions. Once a model is chosen, plan migration steps and rollbacks carefully. A structured migration includes preparation, pilot, validation, and cutover stages. Each step should have defined checkpoints for performance, cost, and user experience. Rollback plans are equally important. They give teams confidence to act decisively because recovery paths exist. Document dependencies, backup procedures, and communication steps in case something goes wrong. Migration is not a one-time event, but an ongoing cycle of adjustment. Planning for reversibility transforms risk into experimentation, enabling smoother transitions. Communicating rationale to stakeholders ensures lasting alignment. Executives care about outcomes like agility and savings. Technical teams care about architecture and maintainability. Translate your reasoning for each audience. For leadership, highlight how the chosen model supports business strategy. For engineers, detail the technical fit and future roadmap. Transparency prevents misunderstandings later and builds support for the investment. Even if priorities shift, a clear explanation of past decisions helps teams adapt quickly rather than rehash old debates. Communication is what turns technical decisions into organizational momentum. An adaptable selection playbook is the ultimate outcome of this process. It records how to evaluate workloads, weigh trade-offs, test assumptions, and document choices. Because technology and markets evolve, the playbook should evolve too. Treat it as a flexible framework, not a static manual. Over time, it will reflect lessons learned and improve your organization's decision-making speed. By focusing on business outcomes, workload characteristics, and operational realities, you can choose the right model with confidence and adjust gracefully as those realities change. That adaptability is the true measure of cloud maturity and professional judgment. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit DailyCyber.News.